Everybody feel like kind of, ooh, how can you not, right? I think we need a lot of that these days, to just really take the time with ourselves, to be loving to ourselves, to breathe, and to allow ourselves to just trust ourselves and trust our flow and trust our life and trust the spirit that's within us, that's guiding our path all the time. We have a deep, deep understanding of intuition and the idea that in every single moment we can know exactly what to do no matter what situation we're in, by just taking a breath and allowing it to move through us and to just listen, actually listen. Yeah, it's not always easy to listen, I know. We kind of want to and we hear the little monkey mind and all that stuff, but when we listen deeply, the answers come. They do. So the title of our talk today is From Hesitation to Activation. So I just want to talk a little bit, before Patrick comes up here, about what that means to me. So I found a quote by Ernest Holmes, and if you don't know who he is, he's the founder of the Science of Mind and Spirit, wrote lots and lots of books, like about 26 or more, and founded the Science of Mind magazine and founded this whole movement. And he says that there is no stagnation in spirit, nor should there be any in our idea of spirituality. No stagnation in spirit, nor should there be any in our idea of spirituality. To be spiritual is to create. The spirit is alive, conscious, aware, and active. And since we're spirit and energy and source, like I said before, we would be all of that. We would be alive, active, and aware at all times if we choose to choose that path. But sometimes we get stuck up. We get stuck. We hesitate. And we don't move like with the way that we know we want to move. And sometimes that can be a good thing, because sometimes you can take a pause and just say, is that really for me? Or do I really want to respond that way? Or do I really want to do that? Or do I really want to bring that into my life? That's a good hesitation, because that's just you taking a breath and pausing. Like, I have a method for myself of, if somebody asks me to do something or wants to start something or whatever, I always say, give me 24 hours to let me think about it and to pray on it and meditate on it before I give you an answer. Because me in the past would be the type of person that would just jump in and go, yeah, we'll do that, and then, I'm really not ready for what it is. And then sometimes I'll move ahead before I'm ready to move ahead, and it'll be a big mistake. Like, I'll just jump into something, and you'll go later, oh, why did I do that? And da-da-da-da-da-da, because I didn't take that pause. So that's not the same as hesitating. Hesitating is something else. So hesitating in the sense of when it doesn't serve us. It's the kind of hesitation that's born from fear or insecurity. So it's like you want to start something, but you don't feel like you're good enough to start it. Or you feel a real urge to do something in your life, and yet all the naysayers, not the ones out there necessarily, but the ones inside you, are telling you, I'm too old, I'm too this, I'm too that, I'm too this. There's no way that I could do that. That's the kind of hesitation we have to stay away from, because those are the voices within us that are stopping us from being the beautiful, amazing, creative beings that we are. We are creative beings. And some big celebrity was questioned about whether she was going to retire. And she said, no. She was 83 years old. She said, creatives never retire. Spirit never retires us. We don't retire. We might change what we do. We might take times of relaxation and all of that. But if we're retiring from life, then I don't know. I don't know about you. I just would not be able to do that. I have to be doing something creative, something that's resourceful, something that's assisting and serving the world. So I'm thinking for myself, like, about hesitating. Like, Patrick and I did plenty of cabaret acts together when we first started out together, and we did a couple here, I think, over the years. But I remember, like, instead of hesitating and saying, well, are we going to get the right songs? Are we going to do this? We're going to do that. We would set the date. And as soon as we set the date, everything would, like, unfold. And we were behind the date because we didn't want to, like, allow ourselves to not meet that date. So we would just move into it and start working, and it would all come together. That is sometimes what we have to do so we don't hesitate. So, I don't know, if there's something in your life that you're hesitating on now, something that change you want to make, or something that perhaps you're feeling a really strong urge to do or to become part of, and you're hesitating, what I would do, I would invite you to question where that hesitation is coming from. If it's coming from a real pure place of I really need to think about this and I'll just evaluate it or whatever, or a place that's just like you're just afraid to do it. Some people do this with relationships. Like, they don't want to, jump into a relationship with somebody because they had a bad one before, and then they're bringing all of that to the relationship now, and then coding it with that and deciding, no, I don't want to have a relationship. That's okay for them. But I'm wondering about it, like, because the past doesn't have to influence us. The past is the past, and everything's new in the moment. So, action. How do you take action? Well, for me, you put one foot in front of the other, and you just begin. You begin where you are. We've always done that as a couple and as ministers and as running a center. When we didn't have live streaming, we didn't hesitate because we didn't have all the money to get the live streaming together. We took a computer that we had and used it to live stream. And then we had live streaming. So you start where you are. It doesn't mean like jumping off into something you can't handle or something that is too big or too for the moment. You just start where you are. Like, what are my resources now? And just start where I am and start breathing where you are, and then follow it. Sometimes in the morning, or when I'm preparing for a talk or whatever, I told you I was a writer, and I'll sit in front of a blank page, and I'll just sit there. Sometimes I'll think, well, I have nothing to say. I don't know what to say, blah, 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 blah. But then when I take a breath and I just put my hands to the keys, it comes. Because there's an infinite creative spirit that moves through me, that moves through you, that constantly wants to express itself. It's not separate from us. It's us. Each of us is like a divine little pinpoint of light in that energy that's uniquely ours. We know because of our thumbprint, right? That's ours. That's just ours. Ours is what we have to give, what we have to express, how we want to serve the world, how we want to be happy. Because for me, it's like following your joy. There's a lot of really rough stuff to look at in the world right now. It's heartbreaking. And sometimes we can feel like really hopeless, like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? The only thing I know to do is, besides the things that we can do in the world of form, make those phone calls, vote, all those things. But even beyond that, we can become what is ours to become. Live that, whatever that is, whichever way we serve, and do it. Take the breath in and out and just say, I'm going to start. I'm going to do it. I know for myself, I have a lot of big dreams of things I want to do before I leave this planet. And what I said to myself is, even though I don't have everything in place right now to do it, I can take one little step. And when you take one little step, the universe backs you. One of the things that's happened to me recently is, I told you before, and if you weren't here, you don't know this, but I have a labyrinth here. We have a labyrinth that wasn't getting used at all. And one day I was walking the labyrinth asking, what? And it said, you're not utilizing this space enough. That's what the spirit voice inside me said. And so, okay. So I jumped into a class about labyrinths and became a labyrinth facilitator, trained labyrinth facilitator now. And then I said, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to just start acting as if I have a labyrinth ministry here. And so I got on the phone and I called someone that I knew I wanted to collaborate with. And he said yes. And now next week we're having a meeting. And that's going to go forth. I know it. So, but I had to take action. I couldn't just sit here forever with my labyrinth all by myself going, nobody's coming. I don't know what to do. I mean, that was like basically my face. Because I've always loved the labyrinth. And when I was in LA, I always tell everybody I had a labyrinth ministry in LA. Why I don't have one now? But I had to take action. It wasn't enough to just light a candle. I mean, I did that, but I had to take more action. I had to go study more. I had to, take that risk. Go study more. Spend the money to go study more. Start networking with people. Start coming up with ideas and take action. So taking action, what happens when you take action, we're going to be talking about this in class on Wednesday night, is that when you, everything is particles and waves and possibilities in the universe. Nothing static, nothing stagnant, as Ernest Holmes say. It's kind of like when you throw a coin up in the air, it's both heads and tails at the same time until it lands, right? That's like taking action. And when you take action, then the universe expands into other new possibilities. From that one action you take, it bursts into new possibilities, which creates more reasons to take actions. So taking action is an integral part of manifestation and of living. We can't just stay in a dream world thinking that everything's going to come to us. We have to take ourselves and put our word behind it and move as our word. And we can't put it on other people. We can't just say, well, they won't do it for me, so therefore, it's not going to happen. No. Just be in action, and the right people will come to you. I know. I've proved it a million times. So, a couple of good quotes for this, and then we'll close out, is from very famous philosophers and mystics. Henry David Thoreau. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you've imagined. It's time to live our dreams. No matter how weird it feels in the world right now, it's still time. I see people all around me traveling, and I'm like, wow, they're doing it. They're going out into the world. They're traveling. They're taking, no matter what somebody tells them, they're moving into that because that's their desire, and they're doing it. Joseph Campbell, follow your bliss, and the universe will open doors where there were only windows. Follow your bliss. That one is for sure true. I know. If you follow your bliss, follow the thing that gives you joy, the universe will open doors where there are only windows. And then remember the scene in, everybody uses it, so it's an old metaphor, but in the I don't know if it's the Temple of Doom, the second Indiana Jones, whichever one that was. Temple of Doom? I don't know. Anyway, the one where he puts his foot out, and he's afraid, and he's got to go rescue his dad or something is on the other side of that. And there's a big chasm there that he's going to fall into. But he knows he has to get across. So he takes that one step, and the floor rises up to meet him. That's like the perfect metaphor for the universe. When we take the one step, the universe rises up to meet us, to take us the rest of the way. As Martin Luther King said, faith is taking the first step, even when you do not see the whole staircase. And Bob Proctor, if what that is inside you isn't scary, then it's not big enough for you. Namaste.